I'm Teisha Bader with Shalom TV's news update for Tuesday, June the 24th, 2014. As the search for 3 yeshiva students kidnapped by terrorists in the West Bank enters its 12th day, the mother of Naftali Frankel, one of the boys, addressed the United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva today, urging the international community to help return her son and the other 2 boys, Eyal Yifrach and Gilad Sher, to their homes.
It is wrong to take children, innocent boys and girls, and use them as instruments of any struggle. Doesn't every child have the right to come home safely from school?
And while the search for the boys and arrests of suspects by the IDF continued overnight last night in Hebron, the Times of Israel reports that the Israeli cabinet voted this afternoon to scale back somewhat Israel's military presence in the West Bank and focus more on intelligence gathering regarding the kidnapping. This follows concern that with the Muslim holiday of Ramadan approaching, there was increasing risk of riots in the area. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu once again called on Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas to sever all ties with Hamas, thought to be behind the kidnapping. While Netanyahu had welcomed Abbas's condemnation last week of the kidnapping, he said today words were not enough. The Israeli Prime Minister told visiting Romanian Prime Minister Victor Ponta that Abbas had made, quote, important statements.
Now, if he really means what he said about the kidnapping, and if he's truly committed to peace and to fighting terrorism, then logic and common sense mandate that he break his pact with Hamas.
Netanyahu also slammed remarks made last night by Hamas leader Khalid Mashal, who praised the kidnappers as heroes and also denied having any information about the missing boys. And here in the U.S., support and prayers for the boys and their families continue. The Embassy of Israel in the U.S. and Ambassador Ron Dermer have launched a Facebook and Twitter campaign, Yellow Ribbons for Our Boys. Partnering in the campaign is 70s pop singer Tony Orlando, who said last week that he visited the families of the boys in Israel and said that he would do what he could to show support. Orlando's #1 hit in 1973, Tie a Yellow Ribbon, became a symbol of hope and support for serving as well as missing or captive soldiers. The current campaign is encouraging the public to show their support by tying 3 yellow ribbons around trees in front of their homes, synagogues, or businesses in support of the 3 kidnapped Israeli boys. Israel's President Shimon Peres will visit the White House tomorrow and meet with U.S. President Barack Obama. Before leaving Israel, Peres met with the wife of convicted Israeli spy Jonathan Pollard, Esther Pollard, telling her that he would do his best to work for her husband's release. Peres met with Esther Pollard on Sunday, where he said it is a national responsibility to work to free Pollard. He said, "I will speak to President Barack Obama on behalf of the people of Israel." Soviet Jewry activist Michael Sherborne died at the age of 97 this weekend. Sherborne was born in London. He served in the British Armed Forces during World War II and later joined the IDF and fought in the War of Independence. Jewish Agency Chair Natan Sharansky spoke of Sherborne's great impact on the movement, noting that Sherborne, who studied the Russian language, used his knowledge to act as a channel of communication between Soviet Jews and Jews around the world. Sharansky said he demonstrated that one passionate individual with no institutional position or backing can have an impact on the course of history. UNESCO's World Heritage Committee has added a group of ancient man-made caves in Israel to its list of sites. The UN's cultural agency named the caves of Beit Guvrin, Maresha, located outside of Jerusalem, to the World Heritage Sites list during its annual meeting in Qatar this past Sunday. The 2,000-year-old caves are located underneath the ancient twin cities of Maresha and Beit Guvrin. They are the 8th World Heritage Site named in Israel. And turning now to our Shalom TV programming for tonight, Tuesday, June the 24th. Coming up after the news, a special In the News with Michael Salberg, Director of International Affairs for the Anti-Defamation League, who explains why the Metropolitan Opera of New York agreed to cancel their international telecast of the controversial opera The Death of Klinghoffer, and discusses whether it's appropriate to mount the production at all. Then at 8 o'clock, Middle East Forum President Daniel Pipes moderates two conversations at the forum's 20th anniversary event on the subjects of Israel and U.S. foreign policy. And at 9 o'clock, National President of National Council of Young Israel, Farley Weiss, joins Mark Golub to talk about American Jewish life today and the future of young Israel. That's all tonight here on Shalom TV and ShalomTV.com. And that's Shalom TV's news update for Tuesday, June the 24th, 2014. I'm Teisha Bader.